This week, we have the pleasure of featuring an alternative perspective in the form of a guest post. We'd love to hear feedback in your perspective concerning our work, even if you see things differently. We believe respectful debate is crucial for exploring the principles of conservatism, and this involves making room for a variety of opinions, including yours. A few weeks ago, we posted a video essay called Trump, Batman, and the Evangelical Mind. We will include the link below, but the main premise of our post was that evangelical Christians in America had abandoned their beliefs concerning the personal morality of political candidates. They had hired Trump out of desperation, the way the mafia in the film The Dark Knight had hired the Joker, as a hitman to wreck the establishment. This week, one of our followers, James Crump, offers an alternative perspective, a counterpoint to our post. Go for it, James.
Thank you, TBC. With great respect, I see things differently concerning our recent post, especially concerning Trump's relationship to the early American Republic. I believe the case can be made to better understand President Trump and the administration's supporters on a more first principles basis. President Trump, in 2016, ended up actually challenging the status quo of politics in our nation since we have seen since probably 1912, and also like our founders did in their time. The framers of the Constitution and founders of the nation did not necessarily all live moral lives, which is a principal tenet that we see of Burkean conservatism and or the Enlightenment. And I'll give you some examples. Ben Franklin was a womanizer. Alexander Hamilton looked down on the lower classes of people in his time period, even though he came from that strata. James Madison was known for being cowardly at times with respect to how that was viewed in their society, and sticking to studies and argumentation as opposed to being forthright and standing on principled grounds, just like kind of unwaveringly. And then, of course, all of them were slaveholders. But were they not still men who brought enormous benefit to the country? Of course they did. Were they not still men of the Enlightenment? Of course they were. Now, with respect to President Trump can make myriad lies on one speech, or very hyperbolic exaggerations, which I would define actually as a lie also, or the omission of facts also being a lie, and actually grow in support, as new studies have shown, and polling have shown, because of the consequences and benefits of his actual actions. What happened was Trump basically ran on a message of, I am tired of the inaction and false promises of contemporary politicians. Now, things are intimately more complicated when it comes to governance. Notwithstanding, however, the effects of Trump's actions are helpful and true to his promises. Trump said he would cut taxes, and taxes were cut. He said he would make China renegotiate on trade deals, and China has announced repeatedly that they are now open to negotiations with the United States, even though they took a hardline stance in the beginning. He said North Korea would be tamed, and what we are seeing, the most progress we have ever seen with an administration on North Korea, even though almost everybody and the contemporary experts, or Thomas Sowell would call them the anointed, said that he would not be able to do. Moreover, I cannot point to a campaign promise that the president has not fulfilled. Additionally, when the president calls MS-13 animals, and the mainstream media and almost all liberals impute their own lies by twisting language and saying that he was talking about all immigrants, that is the real miscarriage of truth that is leading to the president's appeal that we are seeing on a mass scale, and I think the evangelicals saw through all this first. Then whether or not he lied about something relatively superficial. We don't necessarily care about our boss's personal life. What we care about is, are they performing? Are we all performing at the level that we're supposed to perform and being respectful in our particular context? Moreover, and to address the more moral, the morality element of the Enlightenment, if you look to the presidency for moral authority or guidance, then it would appear that that particular individual is either lacking both for him or herself, or they are not actually sure about their understanding of morality. You shouldn't look to any one body for moral authority. It seems to me, as an outsider of the evangelical circles, that faction can pierce through that illogic and see that actions at the executive level ought to matter more than just rhetorical fluff. This is not to say that rhetoric doesn't matter. It does. But rhetoric, good or bad, ought never be the sufficient conditional that drives American decisions. One must be able to extrapolate the good, criticize the bad, and weigh the totality of the evidence. And it seems this is where those that support the president are at, even if it is unwittingly. They are able to weigh the totality of the evidence and show that his policies remain true.
So what did you think of James' counterpoint to our article? Which side did you agree with more? Let us know in the comments. And if you've got thoughts concerning this or any of our other posts, let us know on Facebook or by using our Connect page. Next time, it may be you that we feature on theBurkingConservative.com.